everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be doing a best class setup as well as a weapon guide for the SWAT-RFT assault rifle here in Black Ops 4 after update 1.16. So of course guys, if you actually did not know, on Tuesday, the time me making this video, Black Ops 4 update 1.16 released, and honestly in my opinion, I think update 1.16 was actually quite the good update. It added in quite a bit of new content into the game, as well as if you are a zombies player, there's actually a brand new zombies map if you do have the Black Ops pass. So of course guys, with that in mind, that's what I want to go ahead and do for this video is actually best class setup for the SWAT-RFT. The SWAT-RFT assault rifle is a really awesome weapon in Black Ops 4, and it's actually my favorite DLC weapon. If you guys actually did not know, this was actually one of the first DLC weapons that was added into the game, being that it was actually added into Black Ops 4 with Operation Absolute Zero that was released in December of 2018. Of course, if you guys actually did not know how you get your hands on this particular weapon, and that is if you made it up to tier 100 of Operation Absolute Zero, you actually got this particular weapon. However, interestingly enough, there's actually a resurgence of players actually using this particular weapon, and that is, if you guys actually did not know, not that long ago, there's actually the SWAT-RFT Mark II that was actually added into the game, which is really good. So that means all the newer players that did not play during Operation Absolute Zero, or they got the game at the end of the operation and they weren't able to make it up to tier 100, they can now get their hands on the SWAT-RFT as long as they get the Mark II variation of this particular weapon. Unfortunately, I don't have the Mark II variation, however, I have actually seen some gameplay of it, and I must say it's a really cool weapon in this game. And yeah guys, if you would like to, feel free to comment down below, do you have the Mark II variation of the SWAT-RFT assault rifle? Also guys, to know about the gameplay, it is actually a game of standard TDM here on Hacienda. I ended up going 44-3. Honestly, it was a really good game in my opinion. It took a little while to actually get the ball rolling. At the beginning of the game, I actually died off my streaks, so if somehow I was able to get those streaks at the beginning, it might have been a higher scoring gameplay. However, nonetheless, I am very happy about the gameplay. I ended up getting a Ruthless, as well as when I ended off the game, I was on a 17 or an 18 gun streak. So yeah guys, that's going to be the gameplay that of course you are going to be watching in this video. Also guys, let's go ahead and see if we can break 10 likes on this video. That would be absolutely amazing. And yeah guys, now that I got the intro out of the way, let's actually dive right into the video. So of course guys, what I am going to be doing in this weapon guide video, and that's at the beginning of the video, I am going to be talking about the SWAT-RFT assault rifle. Then I am going to be showcasing a really awesome creator class for the weapon, and then of course finally I am going to be talking about some things that you want to know before you go ahead and use this particular creator class, and then I'm actually going to be doing a live commentary of me using this particular class setup. So of course guys, talking about the SWAT-RFT assault rifle, the SWAT is a very consistent assault rifle in the game, and it's actually very similar to the ICR in a lot of cases, being that you can effectively take out enemies with this weapon at medium to longer ranges, very similar to the ICR, as well as when you're using this particular weapon, it actually feels a lot like the ICR, being that how the recoil works as well as how consistent the fire rate is, as well as the damage. Now with that in mind, the main difference between the ICR as well as the SWAT-RFT, and that is the SWAT has a higher fire rate as well as it does more damage than the ICR. However, the ICR is actually more accurate, and I noticed that when you are going to be using the SWAT, it actually shakes a little bit, and it actually has a very similar recoil pattern to the Vapor assault rifle. However, because of all those attributes, it actually makes this weapon very versatile, being that you can effectively take out enemies at close range, medium range, as well as long range. However, if you are going to be trying to take out an enemy at those longer ranges, you might have to tap fire the weapon, and that is just because as mentioned before, this particular weapon actually shakes a little bit. So if you're trying to take out an enemy at those longer ranges, you might have to tap fire the weapon. However, when it comes to damage as well as fire rate, you can very effectively take out an enemy at that range. So because of all those reasons, that's why I really do like this particular weapon in Black Ops 4. So guys, now I am going to be moving over to the creator class portion of this video, and of course guys, as you can see, the creator class is going to be on your screen right now. So of course, this is the creator class I have for this video. Starting off, we are going to be using the SWAT-RFT assault rifle with that diamond camo. I'm not gonna lie, diamond camo looks really nice on this particular weapon in the game, so that's how come we are going to be using it. Moving over to our first attachment, we are going to be using a red dot sight, and that's just because I noticed that the iron sights on this particular weapon aren't really the greatest. They're a bit small, and depending on the player, they can be a little bit hard to use. So that's how come I am going to be using a red dot sight, just so that way it's going to be a little bit easier to actually use this particular weapon. Moving over to our second attachment, we are going to be using quick draw, and that's just because you want to make sure to get your sights up as quickly as you possibly can, just so that way you can take out enemies quicker. Moving over to our third attachment, we are going to be using fast mags, and that's just because the fire rate on on this weapon is actually quite high for an assault rifle, so that means you are going to be running out of ammunition pretty quickly. So if you put on fast mags, it means that you are going to be able to reload a little bit quicker, so that's how come we are going to be using fast mags. And of course, moving over to our final attachment, we are going to be using stock, just so that way we can maneuver as well as sidestep a little bit easier when we are going to be using this weapon. Moving over to our piece of gear, we are going to be using stim shot, and interestingly enough, for this particular class setup, I am going to be using 3 perks, and our first perk is of course going to be scavenger, and that's just because you do not want to run out of ammunition, and then lightweight, just so that way we can be more mobile when we are going to be using this particular class setup. Then for our final perk, we are going to be using ghost, just to keep us off the radar. So yeah guys, now I am going to be moving over to a couple of things that you want to know about this class setup before you go ahead and use it. So as stated earlier, the SWAT-RFT assault rifle is very consistent as well as very reliable, so when you are going to be using this particular weapon as well as this particular class setup, try to stick to those close to medium range engagements. That's where this weapon excels, and if you do have to actually take out an enemy at close range, you can do it quite effectively with this weapon as well. As interestingly enough, even though this weapon is an assault rifle, it actually has pretty decent hip fire, so if you have to take out enemy hip firing, you can actually do it somewhat effectively with this weapon. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for the weapon guide portion of this video. Now I am going to be moving over to a live commentary of me using this particular class setup in Black Ops 4, so yeah guys, enjoy the live commentary. So of course, hello everyone and welcome to the live commentary portion of this video. So of course guys, as you can see, this is the creative class that we are going to be using, and if you guys actually did not know, there's actually a double XP weekend here in Black Ops 4, so if you're trying to rank up in this game, make sure you go ahead and play this weekend. And yeah guys, now that I got the intro out of the way, I will see you when I join up into my first game. Alright guys, so as you can see, of course, we are going to be joining up into our first game, and this time we are just going to be playing a game of standard TDM here on Gridlock, so let's go ahead and see exactly how well we can do in this game. Alright guys, so of course, as you can see, this is actually the SWAT-RFT assault rifle with that diamond camo. Honestly, I must say, diamond camo actually looks really nice on this particular weapon, so that's how come, of course, we are going to be using it. And yeah guys, something that's pretty interesting, and that is, if you actually did not know, with Black Ops 4 update 1.16, the reactive camos were actually changed in this game again.
Nomad eradicated.
Because that's the thing, if you actually did not know, when the game originally released and there were reactive camos, you can only use the reactive camo on the weapon that the reactive camo was for. For example, if let's say you wanted to use the plasma drive reactive camo that's for the KN-57 assault rifle, you could only use that particular reactive camo on the KN-57. It wasn't until a little bit later into Black Ops 4's life cycle that was actually changed, so that means as long as you had gold camo, you could go ahead and use that reactive camo on any weapon in the game. However, interestingly enough, and that's with update 1.16, that was actually changed, so that means now you can actually use any reactive camo on any weapon in the game, even if you don't have gold camo. And if you guys would like to, feel free to comment down below what are your thoughts on that particular change, because that's the thing. For myself, I don't really mind. I actually think it is a pretty good change, because that's the thing. I have dark matter camo. I had dark matter camo ever since November, so that means when it comes to using reactive camos, I didn't really have to worry, because I could use any reactive camo on any weapon in the game. However, there are a lot of people out there that don't have dark matter camo, so I think it is good that they changed it, so that means now you can use any reactive camo on any weapon in the game. And I think the reason why they changed it, and that is this will incentivize people to actually buy reactive camos, because that's the thing. The people that don't have dark matter camo, and maybe don't even have gold camo on that many weapons, can only really use the reactive camo on one weapon in the game. So with that in mind, it means that a lot of people, since they can only use that particular reactive camo on one weapon, they won't be as inclined to actually buy reactive camos. So that's probably the reason why Treyarch actually decided to change it. And wait a second, we're actually on the Merciless over here. Alright guys, so that's where I'm going to be ending off this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as make sure to subscribe with post notifications turned on so that way you guys will not miss a new upload from me. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one.